Well, it's another day and another big Premier League afternoon in the run-up to Christmas, and the lunchtime kick-off, and it's a big game this lunchtime as well. It's Newcastle United versus Manchester City at St James's Park. It was a crucial 2-0 win for Man City at the end of last season, which effectively wrapped the title up after that dramatic win in QPR on the last day summed it up altogether. So Man City got a crucial 2-0 win here last year, a great goal from Yaya Toure amongst them. In fact, I think he got both of them. Can they do it again? This time, they're chasing United, as opposed to staying ahead of them as they were 6 months ago. It should be good, and we kick off in 5 minutes. And of course, this is just a lunchtime kick-off. There's another 6 games all kicking off at 3 o'clock. And I'm not going to lie to you, I can't even remember them all off the top of my head. The game we're listening to, well, both Merseyside clubs are playing. I'm going to be listening to BBC Radio Merseyside this afternoon, so either Liverpool, Aston Villa, or Stoke Everton, whichever game the station chooses to have on FM. And there's 4 others as well, which we'll tell you about. By the way, we're at the recently refurbished Sandhill station, just north of Liverpool city centre. And we're getting the train a few stops north towards Southport, beginning off at a suburb of Liverpool called Waterloo. And we're going to walk back towards the city centre along the canals, then head to Anfield and see the fans heading to their game with Aston Villa for Liverpool FC. Here you can have walk alone and all that outside the ground from nearby Stanley Park. And then just after kick-off, we'll eventually walk back to here during the first half, get the train in, get the train home in the second half. So there's your itinerary for today. And I think it's going to be the only time this season that I visit North Liverpool, as opposed to South Liverpool, which I've already visited several times and will do several times in the second half of the season. Nothing against North Liverpool, but there's just more routes for me to do to my preference in South Liverpool. That's the way it goes. Well, on a sunny and pleasantly mild winter December day, the Premier League jingle rings out across St James's Park, loud and proud. We're looking south, and our train is coming up from them tracks in just a couple of minutes' time. The train arrives at 2:15, exactly when the game begins, so the first 10 minutes of the first half will be on the train, and then at 5:02 we'll be off as we listen to Vincent Kompany's interview on the radio. Final minutes of build-up now. Just getting on now. Well, 10 minutes have gone as we reach Waterloo Station. Not Waterloo, London, Waterloo in Liverpool. It's 5-1, we've just got off, and we've already had our first goal, and Manchester City are ahead. A great goal from Aguero, fed in by Yaya Toure, I think. It's Newcastle United 0, Manchester City 1. Champions have taken 10 minutes today. Well, if we had followed that road that I showed you just before turning the camera around, it would have actually led to the famous Iron Men statues on Crosby Beach. Yeah, it's just a mile or so down there past the big boating lake, or marina, whatever it is. But we're walking this way towards the canals, the Leeds-Liverpool Canal it's actually called. That's what we're walking along. So 15 minutes gone, City still lead. And it was actually Nasri, I think, not Toure, that set up Aguero for the goal. And now that we've crossed that busy road, I'll tell you the other thing I was going to say. I'll tell you what, I know City are ahead, but it was all Newcastle until then. Joe Hart made a great save in the first minute practically, and another one a few minutes later. City scored with their first shot of the game. Well, all of a sudden Newcastle are hanging on for their lives. They are on the counter-attack now though, with 20 minutes gone, but it didn't come to anything. Yeah, but Mike Williamson cleared off the line for Newcastle just a minute earlier. So it was almost 2-0 City. City, though, very comfortable and in control of this match. Well, that turret extension to the house caught my eye, so I thought I'd just film it. Anyways, we are halfway through the first half now, and the score remains 1-0 to the visitors. Well, all of a sudden, it's become quite a good end-to-end game, this. 1 minute Newcastle on the attack, then the other City. City always with... Oh God. Almost an equaliser just then. Another great save by Hart. He made 2 in the first 10 minutes and he's made another one now. And I was just going to say City always with that bit more quality across the whole park, but Newcastle are well and truly still in this game. Although Man City are on the attack now. And the attack breaks up. Well, no, it doesn't. And it's ended with Tevez shooting a shot that's been deflected wide for a corner. Well, at this point we're turning left. Yep, just as I thought. Basically, we're just heading to that open field. And this is Primrose Valley Country Park. Leeds Liverpool Council. Owing to the name of the canal, which is just a few hundred yards ahead of us, the Leeds Liverpool Canal has absolutely naught to do with Leeds, the city, which is the best part of 100 miles northeast of here. So let's continue straight ahead. Not really. We're actually going to go this way because the canal is just through these trees, past the football pitch, and we're there. Near enough. Well, the reality for Newcastle is that they've only won 1 of their last 10 matches and only 4 in 16, I think. So the reason why they're struggling is clear when you emphasise statistics like that. Well, it's a Saturday, we're in the middle of the football season, but these pitches are completely empty. No sign of any footballers, unless there's an invisible match taking place, which I highly doubt. Well, we've crossed the football pitches, or at least between them. I'm going to cut through this gap, and I'm not going to fall over, so I'll switch the camera off because this is a little bit precarious, and talk in a minute. Touch wood. Touch wood. Actually, I think I can do it whilst filming. Yeah, we're okay. Famous last words, possibly. Past the half-hour mark now. It's a good game, this. Man City still lead here at St James's Park by that 1-0. Well, it's turning into a real adventure, this, isn't it? As we walk past that swamp. And with nearly 40 minutes on the clock, I can tell you that Nasri's gone off and Kolarov has come on for him, which could disrupt the Manchester City attack. Because Nasri, as the assister of the goal, has been crucial for them. I can only assume it's injury imposed. So at this place, left or right? I believe we're going this way. There's just been a second goal at St James's Park, and this could be crucial. And it's a sucker punch for Newcastle because Man City are 2-0 up. It deflected in, I think. I'm not sure who's claiming it. It's a scrappy one, but Man City are 2 up. Well, we're actually at this point right beside the railway line, the one we came on, which is just behind that fence there, and also those 2 big apartment blocks in the distance. Into the final 5 minutes of this half now. Well, we're near enough into injury time now, and Man City still hold this 2-0 lead. And after another, for about the 5th time in less than as many years, disastrous last-minute defeat to Man United in the derby last weekend, they're making up ground good, and they should reduce the gap to 3 points, putting pressure on United, who have a home game against the other North East club, Sunderland, at 3 o'clock. It's half-time, and Newcastle, that are on a 5-game consecutive losing streak against Manchester City, are heading towards the 6th. At the moment, they're 2-0 down at home. They have an uphill task in the second half. Can they turn it around? Well, they're going to need a goal early in the second half, at least, to give them some hope. You can find out then. Well, it's quite funny, really, because this truck, I thought it was a bridge going over the canal. It's only when you got closer I realised what it was. That corrugated back part of the lorry here. Very deceptive. Anyways, we're at the main road now. The railways go over that bridge there, and the canal is just down here a little bit, so join me in a minute. Well, we're now into the second half, and Newcastle have already forced a save out of Joe Hart and come close on a second occasion. However, that's how they start the first half, but we're then losing after 10 minutes, so they must have been caught on the break again. Less than 10 minutes into the second half, and the third goal has now gone in, and Man City were comfortable at 2-0, but now they're very nervous. It's a goal for Newcastle, Denver Bar, and the Magpies are back in it. Magpies have hope. It's 2-1, game on. Well, it's a really good end-to-end game now, this. City have to come out and get a third goal, but Newcastle are going for that equaliser. It's firmly in the balance now. By the way, we've walked south during the rest of the first half and over half time, and we're now back into Bootle, and we're going to walk to the canal entrance and get on that soon, with a bit of luck. Well, we're on the hour mark now, and the next half an hour could be very important for Manchester City's title challenge. They have to be strong, be men and defend. Well, we have now finally made it to the canal, and our plan initially was to spend near enough the second half of the first half and all the second half walking along the Leeds-Liverpool canal, but it's just going to be a short 10-15 minute stint in this mid part of the second half, as we've ended up taking a more urban route. As I say, it's the first time I've ever done this route. I've walked along streets in North Liverpool that I've never done before. I just did a quick multi-map this morning to see where I was going, and just about every time of this season where I've done a route that I've never done before, I've ended up going a completely different route and not realising and improvising the rest of the way. But I always get to where I need to in the end, and we're on the canals now. In what is the 17th game of the season for these two sides. Well, for me personally, on these weekend match days in the Premier League, canal walks have featured a lot this season and will continue to for the rest of the campaign. I've been on several different canals so far. The latest one, as I said before, is the Leeds-Liverpool canal, which starts somewhere here in Merseyside and I think does go all the way across to Leeds. So at least we can say we've sampled it for a few minutes. Well, it's been not all Newcastle, but certainly predominantly them since they got a goal back. Man City are holding on a little bit. Newcastle had several chances in the last 5 minutes alone, and we're pretty much at the midway point of the second half. About 22-23 minutes left of the game. Although Aguero is on the attack now for City. Still 2-1 though. Whew. So a lot of aggressive competition for bread this afternoon. And as I'll show you these rather amusing fishy murals, we make our way off the canal. Well, we're now back on the main road and very much in the middle of Bootle now. Well, we're into the last 20 minutes of this big lunchtime kick-off in the Premier League, and Newcastle is still plugging away trying to get that equaliser. Well, the many tall buildings of Bootle can be seen again, and at this point we're now walking over the canal, and that bridge in the distance is where we got off just over 5 minutes back. So yeah, we're just a few minutes away now from Bootle Station, Bootle New Strand, which is where we're getting on. We're then getting a train back to Sandhills. I'm going to walk to Anfield from there. Touch wood. This time though, there's no wood to touch. Well, we're now back at Bootle New Strand Station. Not Bootle Oriel Road, that's the other one. And our train is 5 minutes away, I think. Well, just as we reach the station platform, there has now been another goal in this game, and it's a crucial one. It's a crucial one for Manchester City, the title contenders and defending champions of the league. And it's a goal that pretty much ensures that the points are heading back to the Etihad. Yep, Man City are 3-1 up now at Newcastle, and I think Zabaleta got it. I'm not sure about that, though. But I think it was him, yeah. So less than 10 minutes to go, and Man City have that crucial 2-goal cushion back. Aguero nearly getting a decisive fourth for Manchester City there, as our train fast approaches the station. Less than 5 minutes now of normal time. We're just getting on the train. By the way, it's finished. It's at Chelmsford Park, and it did finish. Yeah, it did finish. Newcastle 1, Man City 3, so there's your lunchtime result. For now, though, I'm just on the soccer bus to Anfield, and I have to say, we've just made it in time. This is the last bus. We were going to walk, but we've run out of time. Plus, I couldn't be asked. Anyway, there was no point in us walking. If we'd have walked, we would have had to have run. We would have got stressed, and we would have missed the kick-off anyway. But thanks to the good old soccer bus, we're just going to make it on time. It's 10 to 3. We should be there in a few minutes. Well, we're just a few hundred yards from Anfield now. The game kicks off in just 6 minutes' time. The last few fans of a sellout 45,000 crowd that will undoubtedly be here. I'm making the way up Anfield Road now. Match programme guy on the left, selling the match day programme.
Today's programme.
Sounds good. Well, you can hear the chimes of Anfield, and you'll never walk alone. We're just in Stanley Park now. Just listen to it. Absolutely brilliant. Always brings a tear to my eye. So there we go. In the midst of everything, we've caught the chorus of You'll Never Walk Alone. And I'm going to ceremoniously end this shot by zooming in to the wonderful Shankly Gates. Because you really will never walk alone at this wonderful football club. And there are the sounds of the Liverpool faithful, in good voice as always. Well, the game at Anfield today, as Liverpool just mounted an attack a minute ago, is against Aston Villa. And it will actually be the second time this season that I've been in the vicinity of a Villains away game, as I was also outside White Hart Lane in October when they went there, eventually going down 2-0. In terms of the radio, it's the other side from here, Liverpool, that I'll be listening to, as their game at Stoke, Everton away at Stoke, is what Merseyside are providing the commentary for, so I'll actually be listening to that. But we've also heard the first few minutes via, literally, with our own ears, from Anfield. Just a stone's throw away from the Anfield Road end, the North Stand, which is also where the Villains are, incidentally. And this is just one of 6 games this afternoon in the Premier League. So it should be good. It was a bit rushed, I heard the Premier League jingle loud and proud here on Merseyside as I was coming up Anfield Road and heading into the park. And then You'll Never Walk Alone in the verse. Chance? Not this time, but good chance. I think it was for Liverpool. Yeah, as I was saying, You'll Never Walk Alone, the verse part was as I was walking to the park to this point, and as I walked up to this path along the side of the North Stand, that's where we heard the chorus and I showed you it. We'll come in about a month, have a more detailed look at the ground, and then come into the park for all of You'll Never Walk Alone, but we definitely need to cover this in more detail, don't we? So 3:05 and the Saturday 3 o'clocks are underway. So goodbye for now, Anfield. We'll see you again not too long from now. But we're beginning the journey back to Sandhills on foot this time. It should take about half an hour. Well, it was that way that we came, but it's this way that we're going out. Chance for Everton. Yelovich nearly scoring for Everton down at Stoke. Oh, by the way, I should remind you that there are actually only 5 games taking place right now in the Premier League. The Chelsea-Southampton game scheduled for today is postponed due to Chelsea's Club World Championship adventure over in Japan. So the 5 3 o'clock kickoffs currently in progress are as follows. The game just behind me, Liverpool-Aston Villa, Man United-Sunderland, Norwich-Wigan, Stoke-Everton and QPR-Fulham. So there you go. We're just walking through, literally skimming the south end of Stanley Park, and from here there's a wonderful view of Goodison Park where we was a few weeks ago. There it is. We'll also visit there again later on in the campaign. But on we go. And of course, for about the next 2 or 3 minutes we're still very much in hearing range of any potential celebrations of any goals at Anfield. I'd say if Villa scored, we'd struggle to hear them because they are the minority and we're already getting on half a mile away. But yeah, we can keep walking for a good 5 minutes or more before finally losing hearing range of any Liverpool celebrations. But no goals in either games involving the Merseysiders. No goals in the Premier League at all yet that we know of. Well, apparently the speed limit for bicycles is 81 miles an hour. Unless they mean 81 inches an hour, which sounds a bit more realistic. No, 81 yards an hour. Actually, that doesn't sound realistic either. 81 furlongs an hour maybe, because that's about 1/8 of a mile. 1/8 of 81 is 10. So there you go. That's what they mean, 81 furlongs an hour. On Einstein. Just over 15 minutes gone, and we're hearing that Manchester United have got the first goal of the afternoon in the 3 o'clocks, and the goal scorer, every bit as predictable as the team that scored it. We think it's another goal for Van Persie, although that's not been confirmed yet. Another goal's just come in that I can confirm is Norwich have beaten Wigan at Carrow Road through Pilkington, who ironically was the goal scoring hero when Norwich beat Man United a few weeks ago. Been a good start from both teams, still 0-0 at the Britannia, and we don't know anything yet at Anfield either. And yes, Van Persie did score, that is confirmed now.
Welcome to the most successful football city in the UK. We've got Liverpool and we've got Everton.
Stoke have got a corner. The momentum is all with the Potters. We're 20 minutes in now. 20 minutes are gone. Well, Man United truly now marching away with it as the Reds go marching on because they're 2-0 up. And you fear for Paul Sutherland. That one concerned Tom Cleverley though, who got the second goal for the Red Devils. The Elbeth pub. Now you can see up there the Lambeth, after Lambeth Palace in London. Just one of probably hundreds of shut down pubs across the city of Liverpool. All tying into Liverpool's recent history, where the really extensive docklands and shipping industry here in Merseyside all went to pot from the 1960s onwards due to the air travel boom, and many people left the city as a result, but the majority have still stayed loyal to their wonderful city. Well, we're at the half-hour mark now in these 3 o'clock games, And Stoke are on top at the Britannia in the battle of the only two Premier League teams with unbeaten home records after that almost a Stoke goal, and Zonzi shooting right at Tim Howard, the chance of the game apparently. There is a goal at Anfield though. I'm afraid it's silence except for the travelling minority from Birmingham. They're celebrating because Aston Villa are ahead at Anfield, and they took the lead there last season too before drawing 1-1 in March, I seem to recall. Even if Liverpool had taken the lead, we wouldn't have heard it because we're over a mile away now from the ground. Let's hope the Reds can improve that. No disrespect to Villa though. There you go. Nothing like a bit of Saturday League football with all the big buildings of the city in the background. Oh! And Everton almost took the lead at Stoke. Deflected onto the net though. Well, Sandhill Station is just a few hundred metres ahead now. And we've done well. It'll be near enough exactly half an hour of walking by the time we reach it. And that's without even taking the most direct route. We still did the right thing to take the bus though, because we were behind schedule at that point. I always like this view. Great view of the city in the distance, on top of the canal that we were briefly on, a few miles north of here in Bootle. A goal at the Britannia Stadium, and the Reds are sulking at the moment, losing at home to Villa. Everton certainly aren't. They've stolen the lead at Stoke from an own goal, a Stoke player backheading it into his own net. So the Potters are going potty, but for the wrong reasons. Everton are happy, they're celebrating, they're ahead. Well, we're 5 minutes away from half time, and our train is just coming in, so I'm about to leg it. But there's a good view of Sandhill Station. Well, today I decided to travel back to the Wirral over half time as another train departs for the city to the right. By the way, just before half time, Aston Villa went 2-0 up at Anfield. So, an awful day for the Reds at the moment. It's just as well spirits are up when I was there around the kick-off time. Everton's still winning here 1-0, I think. We assume it's still 2-0 at Old Trafford and 1-0 for Norwich at home to Wigan, but we missed the last few minutes of the first half, so if there has been any more goals, we don't know of them yet. In any case, I will of course inform you of any changes to the scores when and if they happen. Will Stoke pushing for a goal? Oh my goodness me. Villa have got a third at Anfield. And for any Villa fans that care, Benteke's got his second. Liverpool 0, Aston Villa 3. Shambolic. Nonetheless though, as I said, we are on the edge of port sunlight, and there is the car. Just as they've got in the car, Stoke City have equalised. And it's Kenwyne Jones with his first league goal in 16 months. He out-jumped Jagielka and headed it into the back of the net. So game on here. The Potters won't give up their unbeaten home record without a fight. What a chance for Stoke. It was nearly 2 goals in 4 minutes after not scoring for a year and a half for Kenwyne Jones. The goals are flying in as we begin the descent towards Bittledam. Wigan have equalised at Norwich through Sean Maloney, and Queen's Park Rangers, could this finally be their day? They are beating Fulham 1-0. And I assume it's still 2-0 to United at Old Trafford. I've not heard anything from there for a while. Well, as we complete the ascent from Bittledam, just a minute ago we told you that there'd not been anything from Old Trafford for a while. There has now. And the player, I'm not sure which player scored, but you can guess which team scored. I'm afraid it rubber stamped Sunderland's defeat. It's 3-0 United, and Wayne Rooney now can confirm to you scored that goal. Norwich have gone 2-1 up. They've regained the lead against Wigan at Carrow Road, and Wes Houlihan has got the goal there. Oh, that was Everton from a corner there, coming close. And let me just tell you, there's been another goal in the Premier League. This is a big goal. Finally, surely, this is going to be QPR's day. For the first time this season, they've gone 2 goals up in a Premier League game. It's 2-0 against Fulham. Adel Tarab got both of them. He got the first one as well. Surely QPR are going to win today. So QPR 2, Fulham 0, Man United 3, Sunderland 0, Liverpool 0, Aston Villa 3, shockingly, Norwich 2, Wigan 1, and Stoke 1, Everton 1 are the games at the moment. And you'll find out in the next page how they finished. Bye for now.